In this tutorial, we're going to have a look at inputting or inserting audio and video into your website. We're going to look at three different methods of doing this. The first one is inserting flash files, which it will depend on our browser and our settings, etc., whether it will run that. And moving forward is probably not the way to go, but I'll show you how it's done. The second one would be inserting or inputting or embedding MPEGs and AVIs directly from your hard disk into your website. Again, it depends on your settings as to whether that will run properly or not. And then finally, the third one will be to input a YouTube video into your website, which is really the way to go in this day and age. And I've talked about this in digital media, digital 4, I should say, about the 5 reasons why we should use something like YouTube over any of the other processes. So we'll have a quick look at all 3 of these, and but I would advise anyone to use the third one, which is inputting a YouTube video, which is the easiest but also the most stable version of doing this. Okay, so we'll start off by having a quick look at inserting Flash. I'll just jump into Expression, and I'll create this from scratch. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is I'm going to insert media. And of course I'm starting with a blank page, but all you need to do is move your cursor as to where you want to insert this particular piece of media. And there's Flash Movies, and then there's other plugins such as Silverlight, Deep Zoom, and then there's a Windows Media Player. A lot of these require your browser to be set up in a certain way, and you'll see in a minute whether some will allow me to use it or some won't. Okay, so I'm going to start off with Flash. And I'm going to insert a Flash movie in here. Now, Flash has different properties than we'd say a normal video, because it allows a little bit of interaction, it allows a little bit of behavior as well, and the size of it on the screen wouldn't be as restrictive as it would be with other types of video, and we'll see in a few minutes what I mean by that. Okay, so I'm going to insert this Flash file. I have one called The Fires of Time. I'm just going to insert this in here. So I'm just going to take this first of all. I'm going to change my background to being black because it'll tie in better with what I've got here. So page properties, formatting, background, black. Okay. So, and then I'm just going to save it and preview this. Okay. I'm going to call this one Flash. And I'm just going to preview it. Okay. Now, at this moment in time, it pops up as quite a small little tiny clock. As you can see here, it's 16:31. It ties in with my system clock here in the bottom, which is exactly the same, 16:31. So it's a little bit more interactive than your normal video. I'm going to make this a bit bigger so you'll see the full beauty of it, and center it here and just preview it. Okay, so you can see 16:31. Okay, and the font is in it. The font is taken from my computer as well, so it's a little bit more interactive than your normal video. Okay, and that's a Flash file. Now, the downside of a Flash file is that on certain browsers it will have it set up that it won't run Flash automatically. So you know, you've got to be aware of these properties when you set these up for starters. Okay, so that's a simple Flash file. You can drag it, make it bigger. It doesn't really pixelate by doing so, and so on. Okay, the second example I'm going to do here, brand new one here, is I'm going to insert a Windows Media Player file in here, and the Windows Media Player file will allow us to run lots of different types of video, as we can see here. I'm just going to grab one here, which is called video.avi. Okay, I'm just going to insert that in here. Okay, now I'm just going to show you 2 different things here. For starters, I'm going to show you something and then come back and have a look at the properties of it. So the first thing I want to do is just save this, and I'm going to call this video. It's called video, and I'm just going to preview this in my browser. My default browser is Chrome, And as you can see here, the plugin is not supported. Okay, so that's the last thing we want showing up on in one of our websites. So, you know, there's nothing stopping me taking this video, and uploading it into YouTube and then showing it from there. Okay, so I might do that in a few minutes just to show you how the whole thing works. Okay, so, but in the meantime, what I just want to show you is that this will work on certain browsers. Okay, but don't fall into this kind of into this problem of it working on certain browsers and saying, oh God, that's great, it'll work on this browser, it'll work on that browser, and so on. So,
Sachin Gadvi, Director
this
for
is the way it
Sales and
looks.
Mobile Marketing.
So my advice would be to try to avoid that pitfall of saying, oh, it'll work on this, but it won't work on that. You don't want it working on some and not on the others, okay? So what I'm just going to show you here is a few things about this before I go on. I'm just going to jump out here to my my video folder here. I'm just going to make it a bit smaller so they can see what I'm doing here. And this is the video that I'm after looking at here. I just want to right click it and go to properties. And I'm going to have a look at details. And you can see here in the details, frame width 640, frame height 360. Now when I look at this in Expression, it's setting, if I just go to double click onto it here, my properties here, it sets auto start at the beginning. Do I want my video to play automatically? Okay, play on full screen if I want that. Stretch to fit, which is not really a really good thing to do here either. Advanced settings, you can see enable controls at the bottom here, enable context menu and so on. But when I get into object tags, I'm going to change this to 640 by 360, which were the size of the actual video. What it's doing is, you know, it's enabling me to download a full size video, but squeezing it into a 200 by 200 box. So what I want to do is leave it in full size there. So if I am going to do this, you might as well do it right, okay? So you use its size and allow the browser to be able to display it fully, okay? Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you how you upload a video. Now we've done this before in Digital 4, but I'll quickly just jump in here and let's go into YouTube here. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to upload a video, okay? And I'm just going to click here, create a video, upload a video, okay? Now the video I'm going to upload is that video that we've looked at a second ago. A little bit slow today, but anyway. Select the file. Find the video I want to upload. There. Select and upload that, okay? Now, what it'll do is it'll give me the name. So I'm going to say video example class. And always good to put in a description, put in a thumbnail, put in all of these things. So always put in a keyword rich, strong. New elements, and then visibility. Visibility means you want it public or private. I'm just going to go public for the moment, okay? Now it's processing. It's after uploading the video, it's going to process. There's a lot of activity going on the web at the moment, so this is going to take a little bit of time. It doesn't normally take that long, but we'll see. We'll come back to this in a few minutes. What I'll do at the moment is I'll jump out, I'll embed a video, and I'll come back, and hopefully by then this one will be up and ready to go, and I can embed that one as well, okay? So I'll just go through the process of embedding a video. So the video I'm going to use is this one here. It's one that we created in Digital 4, and I'm going to just embed this. Okay, so I'm going to share this video here, and I'm going to go embed. Now, embedding a video here allows me to embed a video from the start. It allows me to show players and a few other little things like this. But at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm creating what's known as an iframe, which is very similar to what I did with Google Maps. The video itself is 560 by 315, and the links and where there's a border and so on is shown there. So I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go into Expression, and I'm going to say save as. I'm going to create a new page here. Save that one actually. And create a new one here. I'm going to call this one YouTube. Now, again, I'm going to insert, like I did with Google Maps, I'm going to insert my HTML that I copied. I'm going to put it into my code part of the page here. And look at it like this. Again, looks okay like this, but doesn't work. So I need to go save. Preview with my browser, which in this case is Chrome. And away we go. Okay. So as I keep saying, the YouTube method is by far the best way of doing this because it'll work on the vast majority of devices, and it'll work, you know, in a way better fashion than before. This one's still processing. Okay. Now, normally this doesn't happen, but at the moment with everybody working from home, this is actually way slower than normal. Okay. So again, you know, I can copy this link here. Once this is processed, I just go publish, and that means it goes online. But I can copy this link, and what I'm just going to do is I'm going to go back into YouTube or into Expression. I'm going to go down below this, and I'm going to put in my second video here. So this won't, sorry, I'm after copying the link there actually. It won't, I can embed it as soon as this is actually processed. Okay, so I'll just wait and see because at the moment this is taking a little bit longer than normal. But anyway, that's simply how you put in the 3 different types of video. The same will occur with audio. With audio, we can insert it the same way as we've done it here, except obviously we won't be using YouTube as your audio platform. You might be using Spotify or something else like that, but it's the same plan altogether.